Hi, it's Caitlin Jenkins here, family law vlogger. Just a quick vlog in the stages of divorce series. I've just recorded the one about income needs going forward. So I thought I'd just jump on and do the capital needs section as well, because we're romping through the For Me, we're nearly through the For Me, and then we'll talk about other things in the stages of divorce series. So the capital needs section, people often say, what does that mean? What am I supposed to include in there? Well, there's two key boxes. One is a box for you and one is a box for children. Now, what this actually tends to include is talking about your capital needs going forward. So usually the key capital need going forward is going to be a home for you, a home for you with any children you may have. So the main capital need is going to be a house. So you need to include in there an estimate of what you think your housing needs are going to be. Now, that might be that you want to retain the family home, or if there are various properties that you want to retain the family home and perhaps any other properties that you have an interest in because you think that's what you need or you're entitled to. And then other capital needs might be things like a car. It might be things like the ability to have a capital payment for moving costs or other expenditure you've got coming up. For example, private medical insurance, private medical cover, not the insurance, that would come in your income needs, but private medical cover for a particular operation that you might have coming up, those sorts of things. Sometimes it could include a provision for pension, so you might want to include the capital need for pension capital going forward, but it's those sorts of things. For children, similar really, the housing aspect for children, if you have children, will be covered within the house that you say you need. There might be particular capital things that the children might need. If they're of a certain age, they might need a car, those sorts of things. But as you can tell, the capital needs section is actually moving more towards, to some extent, the presentation of your case overall. So it's more around what you're wanting as part of the overall financial settlement and what you think you need as part of an overall financial settlement, which a court would take into account looking at the overall asset base. So I think this is probably one of the areas, the schedule of expenditure, the budget income needs section, first of all, but then this area is much more an area where you probably should get some advice from a solicitor to understand really what your entitlement is, what you could expect as an overall outcome. And then you can pitch within the capital needs section the approach that you think is going to be reasonable going forward. So it's mainly about housing, capital, those sorts of things are the key topic areas. And it may be that you need some advice before you fill it in, or indeed you say, I want to fill this in once I've seen what the other person's For Me says, because it could be that you don't have much of an idea of what the capital is and therefore what your expectation can be. So those are just some thoughts and some tips for the capital needs section. As I say, it's less factual, it's more about what you're wanting going forward. So it's an area that needs a bit of thought and perhaps a bit more research and discussion with a solicitor. That's it for now on the vlog. If you've got any particular family law questions that you've got or want advice in your specific circumstance, whether about the capital needs of section of For Me or otherwise, then please do contact me or one of my specialist family law colleagues at the Mills Reeve Family and Children team, and our details, as always, are at the bottom of this vlog. Thank you.